Before we get started, I'd like to say our thoughts and prayers are with the families of the victims today. It's a very sad time for the Auburn community. Auburn University Athletic Department. It's a very sad occasion. Last night, approximately 10:03 p.m., Auburn Police Division received a call. Shots fired at the University Heights apartment complex on West Longleaf, just off of South College Street. Upon arrival, officers located a young man deceased on the sidewalk there. Emergency medical personnel responded, transported 2 additional subjects that were later, shortly after arriving at East Alabama Medical Center, were also pronounced deceased. And 3 other subjects were transported to East Alabama Medical Center suffering from gunshot wounds. One of the subjects was released from East Alabama Medical Center. One is still in East Alabama Medical Center. And we have one in critical condition. Last we heard was in surgery at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, UAB, in Birmingham, Alabama, suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. Auburn Police Detective Division quickly responded to the scene, began working the crime scene, began working leads, and began gathering evidence. We responded to our entire detective section. We brought in a lot of different agencies to assist. Assisting us was the Lee County Sheriff's Department, the Opelika Police Department, the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations, the United States Marshal Service, Montgomery Police Department, the Lee County District Attorney's Office, and Macon County Sheriff's Office. We received information that a shooting had occurred. The subject had fled the area in a vehicle. We got a description of that vehicle. It was located abandoned a short time later in Macon County off Wire Road. Through other avenues of investigation, we developed a suspect and determined that suspect today to be Desmonte Leonard of Montgomery, Alabama. We are currently in an active manhunt in Montgomery, Alabama with the U.S. Marshals and Montgomery Police Department and Auburn Police detectives actively searching for him today. We plead with anyone that knows his location to please notify, just call 911 wherever you're at, if you know where Mr. Leonard may be located. We have 2 other persons that are persons of interest at this time. We want to locate them. I'd like to implore them, if they were listening today, to come to the Montgomery Police Department and ask to speak with detectives. It would probably be in their best interest to come forward. I'd also like to reach out to Mr. Leonard and ask that he turn himself in today. I'll read you the names of the victims. And again, this is a trying time because it's not only university students and athletes, but it's young people. 6 young people that have been shot, and we're, as you can tell, the community is shaken by this and grieving today. The young man that was deceased at the scene was Edward Christian, Auburn University student, and he was a football player, but was out due to injuries.
Can you spell the names for us, sir?
Edward, E-D-W-A-R-D, Christian, C-H-R-I-S-T-I-A-N.
And their age?
20 years old. One of the subjects that was pronounced deceased at the East Alabama Medical Center was Ladarius Phillips. Ladarius, L-A-D-A-R-I-O-U-S, Phillips, P-H-I-L-L-I-P-S. He was pronounced at the scene. He is a Auburn University student and former Auburn University football player.
Age?
20 years old.
Thank you.
The 3rd subject pronounced deceased after arriving at East Alabama Medical Center was DeMario Pitts of Auburn, 20 years old. DeMario, D-E-M-A-R-I-O, Pitts, P-I-T-T-S. Subject that was treated and released at East Alabama Medical Center was Xavier Moss, X-A-V-I-E-R, Moss, M-O-S-S. Young man that is fighting for his life today at UAB, John Robertson. John, J-O-H-N, Robertson, R-O-B-E-R-T-S-O-N. And the subject that is currently at the East Alabama Medical Center being treated for non-life-threatening injuries is Eric Mack, E-R-I-C, Mack, M-A-C-K.
Do you have ages on the Demario?
Demario, I said, was 20, Moss is 19, Robertson is 20, and Mack is 20.
Chief, is a fifth safe?
Well, we'll get into questions. Just 1 second. Let me finish, please. Again, this is a tragedy. We're actively searching for the shooter. Hopefully, we'll make an arrest sometime today. Now I'll open it up for questions.
Who are the two people of interest you're looking for?
Please, if you would just raise your hand, we'll call upon you. Elizabeth.
Chief Dawson, what sparked this shooting? Many people in the Auburn community are asking why and how this happened.
Well, we're asking why it happened, because when you lose 3 young men and another one fighting for his life. But we do have a motive, but I'm not going to release the motive today. That'll be for the courtroom later on.
Can you confirm it happened at a pool party or some type of gathering at that apartment
There was a
complex?
party at the complex. Brian?
Getting back to Demario Phipps, is he a current football player or just a student of the student?
He is not a student. He is an Auburn resident. Yes, ma'am.
You said you weren't commenting on a motive, but can you tell if this was premeditated, and can you also tell us what kind of weapon was used and if you've recovered that weapon?
Do not want to get into any of that. I'm not going to get into any of the evidence today. Again, we owe it to the victims in this case and the families to do what we need to do to successfully prosecute this case. And I don't feel like it'd be appropriate at this time to discuss any of the evidence, specific evidence of the case.
Chief, can you talk about how this all went down? We know it happened pretty much in the pool area. Seen reports that the gunman blocked off the exit to that pool. Is that the case?
No, I don't want to say that right now. I will tell you it was a party. A fight began, and during the fight, shots were fired, and I've already told you the results of that.
Was it one gun?
Again, I don't want to speak to the evidence of the case.
Going back to your suspect, Demonte Leonard, is it Desmonte or Demonte?
Can you spell that?
Yeah,
His
do you
name?
mind spelling that real quick? I'm sorry.
And his age.
It's Desmonte.
Desmonte.
D-E-S-M-O-N-T-E, Leonard, L-E-O-N-A-R-D.
And how
22
old
years
are
old.
How old, I'm
Sorry,
sorry?
how old?
22 years old.
And do you think he's in the Montgomery area, or do you still think he's in the Lee County
Yes,
area?
ma'am.
Sorry.
The two persons of interest, are you releasing who they are?
No, we're not. They know who they are, and it's very important that we talk to them, and we will be looking for them. Yes, sir.
Were you able to get any video of evidence, cell phone video, anything like that?
We won't go into that today.
Chief, you talked about a
Yeah. Next question.
Chief, you talked about a party. Was it a special occasion, somebody's birthday party? I mean, what was the nature of it?
Not exactly sure what the party was about. Also, point of interest on Desmonte Leonard. We earlier today signed 3 warrants charging him for capital murder. And I would like to let the public know he is to be considered armed and extremely dangerous.
Does he have a record?
And I'm not sure about that. And I do ask for the public's help in locating him.
And if you had to guess, how many people were there the entire time before
It
that?
would be speculation. I don't want to do that today.
Did Pitts, Moss, and Robertson have any connection to Auburn University? Are they all Auburn residents?
They are not Auburn University students. One of them may have been a former student, but I can't confirm that today. Yes, sir.
Was Mr. Leonard a Auburn football player?
No, sir. And let me point that out. You know, we're quick to talk about is the Auburn football, the shooter Auburn football player. The only connection that the Auburn football team has to this is they are victims of a brutal shooting. Sometimes the young men get a bad rap, I feel like, but they're the victims today, and they're some who we're fighting for. It's not just about the Auburn football players. It's about the other young men that have been injured, and especially the young man fighting for his life at UAB today. That's what this is about, and that's why you do this job, is for the victims, and that's why we're working so hard to bring these guys into custody.
Chief, there were a lot of people out there. Were these guys specifically targeted, or is there a string of connections between them?
No, I don't believe they were targeted. I believe it was a fight that and someone got carried away and went too far, and someone was shot.
Was this a random shooting? I mean, a random shot being fired, or?
I don't like the word random when it comes to shootings, but it was a fight that obviously someone got out of hand and shot and killed. 3 people and critically injured another.
Were they shot at close range?
I don't want to be talking about
Can you
that.
tell us what the handgun was, what caliber?
No, sir, I don't want to talk about that right now.
Chief, can you tell me, is there a picture for Mr. Leonard, or?
We are going to pass out a picture at the end of this press conference, and we will ask that each of you get it out to your markets, and especially the Montgomery area, and help us locate this individual.
Do you know when he was last driving? Sorry.
You can hold it up live now, we can put it out right now.
It's a little higher than this.
Do you know when he was last driving? Or do you want to put that out there or no?
His last seen on foot.
Okay.
Does he have family in Montgomery? Is that why he went there, do you think?
He is from Montgomery, Alabama, is my understanding.
Does he have a record with Montgomery Police or with you?
I don't want to talk about his record right now.
Is he a student or affiliated with the University of Illinois?
To my knowledge, he has no affiliation with Auburn University.
Where was his vehicle found?
Wire Road in Macon County.
Did he know the victims in this shooting, or had they just met that night?
I couldn't talk about that today.
What kind of vehicle was he driving from the scene?
A white Chevrolet Caprice. We have recovered the vehicle. It's been impounded here at the Auburn Police Division, and we have obtained a search warrant for it and are currently going through that vehicle.
Is there any rewards possibly being offered at any time?
At a later date, that's very possible. We're hoping to make an arrest today. Like I said, we're actively, the U.S. Marshals are actively, and Montgomery PD actively pursuing, and hopefully we'll soon catch up to them.
How can you be so confident you'll get an arrest today? You must have some good leads.
Well, I have a lot of confidence in the Montgomery Police Department and the U.S. Marshals and my folks that are down there. I just feel like we'll find them today. If not, we won't stop until we do. We won't rest at the Auburn Police Division until he is located. And I really want to thank the Montgomery Police Department for that. They really cooperated a lot last night and offered a lot of assistance. And as all the agencies involved, this is a situation where a lot of law enforcement came together last night. We have obtained 3 warrants for the suspect, and I'm confident we will bring him into custody in the near future.
Would you
This is
consider
being
him
pro-
armed and dangerous still?
Yes, anyone that would do what he has done would certainly be considered dangerous.
But he didn't leave his weapon at the scene?
I'm not going to talk about the weapon today.
Can you elaborate on what you said about the Auburn football players, that this is now, it's been out, you know, as it was Auburn football player shooting, but you wanted to clarify that? Can
Yes,
you make that point again?
they have 2 of them, well, 3 of them. One of them is a current football player. One of them was out due to injury, and one of them was a former Auburn football player. But they're Auburn University students, first of all, and them being football players really has nothing to do with this case. They're victims of a shooting, and I owe it to their parents to point that out. They young men were having at a party, and unfortunately were shot. Nothing to their character or anything. It's just sad.
Chief, what makes you think Leonard is the guy based on our witnesses? I mean, what makes you think he is?
We have gathered a substantial amount of evidence to indicate that.
Have you taken out any more warrants other than the 3 capital murder warrants?
Not this time. More arrests are possible in the future.
Can you tell us more about the 2 persons of interest? What's their connection to all this?
No, I don't want to talk about that right now. They know who they are, and we really need to speak with them as soon as possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Dawson is going to take one more question for today, and that'll conclude today's conference. I'll meet you at the back of the room and give you a copy of the news release, and we'll go from there, Chief.
Last question.
What do you want to say to the family members?
I'm saddened by this. This is very much an unusual event for the city of Auburn and Auburn University. It's sickening that these young lives were cut short. Also the shooter is such a young man. It's, you know, as a society, we got to learn the value of life again. If I could bring them back today to the parents, I would. Fortunately, I can't do that. And to the parents and the family of these victims, I am very sorry. Please let it be known we're grieving with you. To all the parents of Auburn University students, we're grieving today with all of the Auburn University family. And let it be known, let them know that the City of Auburn Police Division is going to do all we can do to bring this case to a close by the end of the day, we hope. And I'd like to thank all the agencies that assisted us. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being understanding. Thank you for being patient. Appreciate the job you do.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a copy of the news release in the back of the room.
As you saw, a press conference just wrapping up by Chief Tommy Dawson of the Auburn Police Department saying a manhunt is underway in the city of Montgomery this afternoon. FBI, U.S. Marshals, Auburn Police, Montgomery Police, several different agencies are looking for the suspect in the shooting. Desmonte Leonard.